Alright, so in this video I'll be showing you guys how to remove a harmonic balancer, or also called a crankshaft damper, vibration damper, or dampener, using only a pulley puller without using the proper tool for it. There's a tool called the harmonic balancer removal tool, and you can find it on the Rambler manual. This is for a 1963 Rambler American. It's a flathead engine. It's 195.6 or 196, 3.2 liter. Now this is not the OHV version. It's just a flathead, but this procedure applies equally to various engines, actually. Various applications. I also did something similar on a steering wheel. And so the initial problem is that you're not able to just put a pulley puller, although that might seem to be the case. It's not, because either that screw, that bolt there, will go in too far, or if it's too wide, too thick, it will just sit at the top and then it'll force itself. You sort of understand what I mean. So what I did is I just got something that I was able to put inside the hole there, and that happened to be a little extension like this, except this one has this stupid collar here, so it won't fit. But I used the same size one, and you gotta have a hole at the end for the pulley puller to keep it centered. If you don't have a hole, it'll just wander off, and then it'll like slide off of what you're trying to pull. So these things work perfect. Don't put something in that goes in too tight, otherwise you won't be able to remove it later, or it might damage the threads. And that's another problem with just trying to use a pulley puller directly. Those threads on it, if you try putting them inside, they'll end up damaging the fine threads. And if you just put something sitting on top, that might work, like something that's a little bit wide, like wide enough to fit into the hole. I already removed the bolt that used to be there. I remove it. It's just a normal regular threaded bolt. It's not a reverse thread. It's a normal right-hand thread that you remove it. You remove it counterclockwise, right? Clockwise to tighten it, counterclockwise to remove it. Just a normal bolt. It's just the only difference means it's a fine thread, so it's not so common, but still fairly common. But I took that out, and you got to put the transmission in third gear. If you put it in reverse, it'll still move a little bit, enough to be a bit of a pain in the ass. So when you put it in third gear, the engine ratio is 1:1. Well, there's less play on the engine. When you have it in reverse, the engine is able to. There's a little bit more play. Might be different for you. Maybe reverse works fine for you. I don't know. In my case, I have the overdrive, so I gotta either lock out the overdrive, or otherwise, depending on which side I rotate it, it will still turn. Right. So I put that socket in there, and it's far enough all the way to the bottom. As I was saying, you could possibly get a socket that's wide enough to fit into that hole, but not too narrow so that it slides between the threads. So that's not a good idea, because it's just sitting on top of the threads, and if you force it too much, it might squash the thread down from the top. So and then once I take this off, you'll see what I mean. And I just put it, as you can see over there. Nothing very fancy about it. I put it on this part because it's thicker, and it'll come off. Shouldn't be too hard to get it off. I'm using a 3-inch puller. which I purchased from Rock Auto. Fuck. You gotta drop it, huh? So I'm just trying to hold the camera with one hand and do this with the other. Not so easy. Don't try tapping it or moving it with chisels. It's not possible. Trust me, I say that because I tried it. Not because I heard somebody do it. Because I actually tried it. There we go. So that's that there. I'll set it down on this pan here. The seal is still stuck there. As you can see, there's a little piece of rubber inside there. But I can just tap that out. There's this sort of retaining plate here in the middle. There's the seal, just fell off there. See, there's a plate in the middle there, around. That'll come off too. See, it goes into the hole here. Set this here. There's no way you can mess this up because there's a keyway there, so there's no way you can screw it up. And this thing here just serves, I think in some other models this was made of cork. And this is either, oh shit, I cracked it. Shouldn't have done that. Whoops. Maybe this is still made of cork. Maybe they have to replace it with rubber or something though. And I don't know if the keyway fell off, but there's the socket extension there, you see? No, the key is still there. So there was, looks like there was well, no leaks. It wasn't leaking at all. So now at which point I will remove the cover, and that's it. I'll show you why you need to have the, see this thing here? Once it's in the hole, it keeps it in place. But if you just have something flat, it'll just slide off like that. Just try it.